both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you all know what that means. We're going to have another segment of our Hidden Gems where we will continue to highlight our Black and Brown businesses, as well as highlight those community leaders and people that are doing positively things to impact our community. So looking forward to tonight's show. Earlier, as I spoke out and talked to the community, we had some other phenomenal guests that was going to be on, but we'll get them back later. A couple of our guests, we want to continue to pray for them as they've been impacted by the Delta variant, testing positive for COVID, and one of our other guests walked into a house fire or something of that nature. So we just going to continue to pray for them, uplift them, and we'll get them back on. I think those are some phenomenal gems that our community needs to know about. As you all know, community, there's been a lot of things going on in the community, uptick in violence. The first day of school, we had a couple of shootings. It's just been a lot going on. Community, we just go continue to support and uplift the efforts of our community, our young people, and we're going to just continue to keep doing the work to try to put some kind of impact in stopping some of this violence in our community. It has been an emotional week for me. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm not even up to it. I had a really close friend passed the day of COVID. 3 other individuals that's very close to me passed the COVID. And again, we had our COVID conversation on Sunday. We are not here to use fear tactics or anything to force people to get vaccinated. Again, we always encourage people to do things. It is sad when people are resistant and they catch this virus and pass away. It's impacted me. I am on an emotional roller coaster. So you all please excuse me tonight as it's really tough to watch people that's really close to me pass away. And this age range is very touching to me. One person was 37, the other one was 43 and 49, very young individuals. And I know they're positioned on the vaccination and things of that nature, but to hear them, catch COVID and pass away is definitely, very disheartening and sad. So I'm very emotional tonight. So, this will be a different show tonight, but I feel good because I'm in company with some great folks, family. This is everybody that's here tonight is just just my people. So I'm just happy to be uplifted on this night with them. And then, I want to give a big shout out to my sister, Tanise, who lost a loved one. And it's just hard, man. We got a lot going on in our community, but I just want to uplift her spirits and let her know we're here. I know she's getting a lot of calls and community is reaching out, but we got to continue to do the work. And we got Nate back tonight and talk about some of the things that took place at the Violence Prevention Summit. A lot of community organizations are trying to come together, trying to find a way to prevent the violence in our community that continues to impact us. It's just been a violent week. So, we just go keep doing the work, and we'll keep promoting and supporting the people in our community that are doing things to impact it. But with that being said, we're going to jump into the tonight announcements so we can get into our hidden gems tonight and get my brother out of here. But first, I know everybody's been watching the news. A lot of citizens in Afghanistan been, trying to get out of there as the Taliban has taken over. Very sad situation, but it's very unfortunate to know that, the 20 years this war in Afghanistan been going on, about $2 trillion in fighting that war. And sometimes it's disheartening, to see people go through that. I mean, we have it so good, it's just a reminder that we're blessed here to not have to deal with that. But also, I always look at the flip side with the violence that's going on in our community, the COVID increase, the lack of equity in all of our areas. $2 trillion could have did a lot here in America. And, sometimes I'm disappointed to see that type of investment and to see things within 24 hours go the way it go. But, prayers to those families and those people out there that are trying to, find a way just to be safe and housed and not deal with some of those things. Just another way to have humility, compassion, and, appreciation here in America. I know it's a lot of things wrong in America, a lot of inequities, a lot of things that's not right, but just not having to deal with those type of things. We're still blessed, and we just go take that and move forward. Also, across this country, again, we've been getting hit with the COVID and the Delta variant. It is so bad. So I know as community here, we just want to get ready. There was nearly 5,600 Tampa Bay, Florida school district children who have to isolate because of quarantining for COVID. 316 district employees are isolating this morning. It's not looking good. I know San Francisco just went back to school this week. Oakland was last week. This virus is spreading. It's not looking good. I want to, if I had to bet my money, we're going to be probably getting back into a lockdown at some point. So just wanted to put that out there. Be careful. I know our young people are going back to school, but it is spreading in our community. Also right here in the Bay Area, Oakland classrooms. There are a number of Oakland schools right now and students who are in quarantine as well. A lot of the Oakland district staff, couple of classrooms had to be shut down in quarantine right now. So, as the months go on, we'll see how it go, but it's not looking good for community and our young people going back to school. There will be some partnerships and things that's going on in the community. One of them is a partnership with Digital Underground and Family and Friends. They are hosting a food drive and distribution to unhoused people across Oakland. That event will be happening Saturday, August the 21st at 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's going to be located at the East Oakland Collective Office, 7800 MacArthur Boulevard. If you need any information, we'll put that information up in the chat. It's Feed the Hood 18. We want to get people out there and support. This platform here is about community. No matter where the services or resources are, we're going to do our part to help get that information out to community. We have a large following in Oakland and across this Bay Area and beyond. And every time people submit this information, we're going to make sure that we get it out. Also, we're going to have a youth and business community collaboration that's happening Sunday, August the 22nd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Speakeasy Brewery right there at 1195 Evans Avenue. We might see my brother Rome's Kitchen out there with some good food. I'm not for sure, but that is a young entrepreneur event. So please, community, if you're in the community, if you're near Evans, if you're in the Bayview, please go out there, support our young people. That is one thing we pride ourselves here at both sides of the conversation, uplifting and supporting our community businesses. Unfortunately, it is at the time that we'll be doing our live streaming for our Sunday conversation, so we won't be out there, but we'll definitely try to see if we can get some of our team out there to support our young people because that's what we're all about, supporting our young people and businesses and uplifting our Black and brown businesses. So that's another community event that's going on. This Saturday, there will be another food drive with Mobilized Love at the Chase Center, Lot 75. We need community to show up. We're going to have a lot of food that needs to go out to community, to our people in need. So we need some distributors to come out and help prepare the meals, but also get it out to community. They're going to have a lot of things that they're going to be giving back to the community, and we'll be posting more of those flyers on our website throughout the week. But that is this Saturday at 11 a.m. At the Chase Center, Lot 75. Also this Sunday, the City Eats, Vibes and Smiles, and a number of community organizations will be coming together to bless those in need with food for the Fairfield, Solano County area. They're going to be meeting at 10 a.m. From 10 to 11 at the corner of West Texas and Beck Street in Fairfield. There's a number of homeless individuals and people in need up there. So shout out to Vibes and Smiles and the City Eats and both sides of the conversation. We will be out there to support that event before our Sunday conversation to make sure that the people in Solano County are also blessed with those food distributions. So thank you to Vibes and Smiles and the City Eats. The next event that's going to be going on is the San Francisco African American Arts and Culture District will present the Third Street Hombre Block Party Saturday, 8/28, from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Both sides of the conversation is a part of that. We will be at the club, Cafe Envy on 3rd and Yosemite. We'll be out there doing a live broadcast. We're going to do a live conversation. The conversation will be about how do we uplift our community. We are reaching out to a number of guest people that we would like to come on. This is going to be a live conversation that we're going to do at the block party from 4 to 6. So please get out there. The Both Sides of the Conversation team will be out there networking with community. And we're going to have a real live Both Sides of the Conversation. We'll be up there. We'll have the mics. We'll be on stage. Hopefully we get Nate and a couple other community leaders to come up and talk about how we're going to uplift our community. So again, it'll be at Cafe Envy, which is 1701 Yosemite Avenue in San Francisco. If you need more information, you can contact Erica at sfaacd.org. That's the African American Culture Center. Or you guys can connect with us at Both Sides of the Conversation, and we'll make sure that we get you over there connected with her. And then this Thursday for our Both Sides of the Conversation events, this Thursday, we're going to have Vanessa Russell come on. She's going to do another, we're going to have another educational presentation for community. She's going to be coming on and teaching community about tech entrepreneurship and how to get into the IT world. If you all don't know, this is a phenomenal field to get into. Looking forward for her coming on doing this presentation to help educate our community, how to connect, how to get into the training. This is a great industry that we need to go on. If you all heard today, T-Mobile was hacked. They had a big cyber security breach, a couple other entities as people are, this ransom cyber attack war is happening and a lot of people are being impacted. So if you could join us this Thursday, check it out. Should be some great information that she's going to put out to the community, how to connect, how to learn about IT securities and different tech stuff with entrepreneurship and things of that nature. So that should be a great presentation. Hope you'll be able to join us this Thursday. And then this Sunday, we'll have another Sunday conversation with community. This Sunday, we are talking about colorism. We still need a few more panelists to sign up and join. I think this is an important conversation for community. We've been reaching out to people. If this is a conversation you would like to be a part of, and you want to be one of the panelists, please sign up on our website as we're going to go ahead and push that conversation forward. And then on 8/29, the last Sunday of this month, we're going to have another conversation about relationships. You know, this conversation is very triggering. Have a lot of ladies signing up. Fellas, I need some of the brothers in the community. Come support this conversation. I don't want to be the only man having to deal with all these women. So y'all come on and be a part of this conversation, my brothers. We need to have a real conversation about these relationships in our community. And then September 5th, the first week we'll be kicking off with solidarity and language. I think this is going to be a great conversation. As we know, there's been a number of campaigns, Stop Asian Hate, different things happening. But we really want to have a conversation about what the solidarity looks like and that language and that messaging and how do everybody be impacted by it. We know solidarity here at Both Sides of the Conversation is 365 days a year, and we need everybody to be in solidarity for things that's going on. And then 9/12, we'll have another conversation about disability. We're hoping to have some people from DPH and some of our city departments to come on and talk about some of the things that were brought up from our first conversation about disability. And I think it should be phenomenal. So looking forward to that. With that being said, it was a lot. We're going to go ahead and get started for tonight. Go bring my brother Nate up. And, we're happy to have Nate back. And then we're going to bring up our first guest, tonight so we could get him out of here. He's waiting patiently. But Nate, what's up, brother? Happy to have you back. I know you was at the Violence Prevention Committee. I just want to see if you could spit a little bit about what you got out of it, what you thought about it, and how the community connect, even though we've been having a uptick in violence and things happening in our community.
Yep. Violence prevention conference was very positive. Shout out to Director Davis and the staff for really putting it on. We touched on being in solidarity with the Asian community, a Pacific Islander community, and we just talked about, we kicked around a lot of ideas. Some programs got put on blast. You knew that was going to come out, but it was a good thing, though. I mean, I think that we have to start trying other things. I mean, people who have been long getting these contracts to do things, it hasn't been working. So we got to try other people and other programs and things like that work. But our main thing was stressing relationships with communities, trying to bridge that gap and bring people closer together. I was glad Director Davis announced that we're going to have more of this. We had a Q&A with President Walton and Mayor Breed was there, and they answered some Q&A from some youth. But we had everybody there from Rudy over at UP. Then we had Henry from TYC, and you had Guy there. So crew from Sunnydale. We had everybody was at the table. Great thing, great vibes. Everybody was just it was just a positive thing. I'm looking forward to the next one. It's you know this stuff is really getting out of hand, but we have to take our hood back. And we saying that we don't want police involved and this and that, so we want to handle our own problems. So we need more people to step up to the plate, stop trying to teeter the line, and you're gonna be part of this solution, be a part of it. Don't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So those are things that we definitely talked about. And again, I'm just happy that the dialogue is going and the needle is heading in the right direction. Um, yeah, so that was it. Um, but yeah, as far as the Rebels, John, we wrapping up the season. We got some kids that's going to All American camp. I've been putting up pictures of our freshmen that are in college. I know lovely Sonia sent me one today from South Carolina State. She's in the locker room, got her stuff together. So that was just a good thing to see that little sister. She got her stuff. She way back in South Carolina, girl from San Francisco. So she's going strong. But we have a number of our programs are starting up. Hopefully our basketball, Pee Wee basketball league will be starting up with the junior NBA. We're only one of 15 leagues in the country that's actually sponsored by the NBA. So we're hopeful that we can get this going again this year. Sign up for now online at sfrebels.org. For those you guys don't know that last year we were started a case management services for academics. It blew up. We serviced over 100 kids last year, so now we've got some more funding to expand that to about 200 kids. So if you're interested in your kid being in case managing, and that goes from making sure that they're up, having breakfast, and parents will leave quite early, so we want to make sure they have a good breakfast. They got their supplies. We have a weekly check-in with the student and parents, with the teacher. So it's a great program that has evolved to something bigger. So I'm just so pleased about that. So I'm happy to be here tonight. Let's get rolling. That's enough talking about me.
Man, glad to have you back, Nate. Everybody out there know me and Nate, community partners. We support the Rebels. The Rebels support us. He helps co-host this show tonight. And we just thank Nate for all the work he does during the pandemic with the hubs, feeding, getting breakfast and food to our kids. Did a phenomenal job. And with the spread of this COVID, Nate, we might be back in it again. It looks like we might be knocking it back down again. But thanks again, Nate. We appreciate you. Glad to have you back, brother. You know, we always support what you do, and you always support us. But with that being said, tonight we got to go ahead and bring up the man, the first hidden gem tonight. This brother right here, phenomenal brother. This is family. He has a business. He's an educator, mentor, doing so many things to bless the community. So we wanted to bring him up here and support his endeavors and all the things that he's doing. Brother Vinny, come on out here. Tell the people what you're doing and how they can connect and support you, and let them know what you're doing, brother.
Man, good evening, y'all. It's all good with me, man, as a father, as a husband, as a homeowner, as a business owner, you know what I mean, as an educator, as a mentor. I'm just trying to cover a lot of bases, man, giving back to our community, man, speaking to our people, trying to get us all on the same accord, man, because together, united, we could do so much more, man. That's it with me. I got my business is booming. Sell a lot of Nike sweatsuits, kind of like this one I got on. Available on Instagram, you know what I mean? $100 sweatsuits, Nike top and bottom, even Nike Tech sometimes. Cheapest sweatsuits in the Bay Area, man. They selling like hotcakes. I can't hold on to them.
Man, definitely, that's good stuff, man. So is the Instagram the only way people could connect with you to buy, or do you got any other ways? Or
no, I do a lot of word of mouth. I do a lot of pull-ups, man. Before we had this here internet, we had out the trunk, you know what I mean? And I take it back to the basics. I be all over the Bay Area, pulling up everywhere. I'm pulling up the basketball games and schools and different events and venues, and you know what I mean, popping the trunk and just having it from there. I got business cards, you know what I mean, word of mouth spreads, phone number on there. Just do it like that, do good business all around. I've been doing it a little over a year now.
Man, definitely very powerful, man. You know, we glad to have you here. And, you know, we want to definitely uplift and support our Black and brown businesses. That's what we do. So we're going to make sure that we get your information out to the community. Get out here and support. There's another brother out here doing something. You know, a lot of times we always talk about where they at. How do we support? There's a lot of people that want to be in allyship with us. This is what the allyship looks like. Get out, support one of these businesses, empower them. We know the economical gaps. We understand the equity gaps, and we need to make sure that we support these businesses well. I'm just happy to have you, you know, a part of this and doing this, blessing, giving something back. Because again, it is very important for our young people in the community to see other Black men who are running a business. I mean, you're an educator.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna call you no teacher. You checked me the other day. No teacher. He's an educator, man.
Teaching is a job. Educating is a lifestyle.
Right.
There's a difference.
And this is what we need, you know, in our community, in our schools. And I'm just happy. I know the body of work you do. But if you want to talk about some of the stuff that you're doing with school and mentorship, it's very important. A lot of times we don't see people like us. I go on all these calls and people are saying, we need more teachers that look like us to work with our young people. Well, here we are, a phenomenal educator here, you know, grew up in the community, understand the lifestyle that our young people go through. And, you know, how does that make you feel, you know, being a husband, father, and working with our kids? What's that like, brother?
Man, I love it, man. They say when you love what you do, you don't got to work. So I never look at it as work. You know what I mean? I'm one of the people getting there early, staying there late because I see the change. You know what I mean? The ability to change lives, the ability to help people. And honestly, in my personal opinion, as far as school goes, a lot of things, now that I'm 35, a Black man in America, a lot of things I wasn't taught in school, you know what I mean? And I feel like the best way to be the change is, to see the change is to be the change. So now I get in there and teach our young Black and brown kids the things that we need to know in life that they not really teaching, you know what I mean? How to hold your head up and your chest out, you know what I mean? How to be Black in America, teach you about credit early, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's where I'm at, just empowering the people, especially the people that know me know I got a story, you know what I mean? As a survivor that been shot 17 times, I'm just happy to be here and to be able to be here and to give back and to change lives. And that's really all it is to me. And I'm at a school here in Antioch called Rocket Ship. It's a charter school, and we're geared towards the minority. You know what I mean? We got a lot of Black and brown kids, but better than that, we got a lot of Black and brown staff, from the principal to the VPs to a lot of teachers. And you know what I mean? That's how they're able to identify with us and able to relate to us on a whole nother level. I'm telling you, man, they let me in as the PE teacher. I be in there teaching everything. I'm talking about life goals and motivating them, head up, chest out. You know what I mean? Teaching these kids, just empowering them and motivating them and teaching them their value in life. That's really what it's about to me.
Man, Nate, you want to jump in there and ask him something? I do
No,
got a
man,
question.
the Rocky program is a real good program, and I was so glad. I lived in Antioch about 15 years ago, and that was bothering me because it was getting populated with African Americans, and they really teachers out there, Benny. I know you know they didn't understand our kids, and
Yeah.
I was so happy that they came up here. Number one, like Benny said, for all the reasons Benny said, but I was so happy they got so many teachers and mentors and educators of color in that school, and that's what makes me. I'm so proud of that. I support that school every chance I get. So shout out to them, man. I really that was definitely needed in that area.
One thing
Definitely.
I learned is these kids don't care how much you know until they know that you care. You know what I mean? So with me, it's about building them relationships and letting them kids know that I care. And we could close these books and we could talk about life and we could, you know what I mean? We could talk about your problems and stuff like that. That's really what it's about. Because come on, man, let's be honest. We ain't used the Pythagorean theory. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things that they taught us in school, we ain't really used like that. But the ability to get through situations and to control your emotions and to deal with your emotions and that stuff that's what matters. That's what we need in life. That's what, especially us as a people.
Right, and that that in that area, I'm so glad there's a black mayor in place out
Mm-hmm.
there now,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a chance to to get some things right out in that area because a lot of people are being pushed out there,
Yeah.
and definitely Antioch was not ready for this
Right.
cultural shift that
Right.
they're experiencing. But you know what? I feel good as happy because that's how we in San Francisco, but it's just the other way around. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, Nate, your mic going in and out. You might have to log back out and log back in and keep it's choppy, but
Okay.
yeah. But Vinny, you know what I mean? I think what I wanted to ask because I had Michael Essen on here, a couple of our educators. We had a conversation with our black educators, and I forgot to reach out to you. But we're gonna have another conversation as this COVID thing go, because you're talking about charter schools, and he was really talking about how we need to go to these community schools. So I don't know if you know anything about the community schools. Is that something that with charter schools, is this the way we need to go to help impact our young people of color or what?
I mean, I would say so. Just and no disrespect, but the public schools, they're not geared to us. They're not worried about us, and that's more of that pipeline that they talk about from public schools to jail and penitentiaries. You know what I mean? The way that they're structured, they ain't too much worried about us. And with me and with our schools, I could say it's personal. You know what I mean? It's personal. I'm the type of teacher that's gonna pull up to your house. You know what I mean? We do house visits. Literally, we do house visits and wellness checks and thinking outside the box. And a lot of times we do the same thing and expect different results. And y'all know that's insanity by definition. So being able to step outside the box and try things, do different methods that work, but at the same time, letting these kids know and letting these families know that we are a community, we're a team. You know what I mean? We're together. And when I say I got your back, it's deeper than just the words. I can show you in actions that I got your back, and that's that's what it's about.
Man, phenomenal. Just glad to have you doing that work, brother. Black male educators matters, and that's what we need. We need more black male educators out there. So I'm very happy to know that you're doing the work and blessing our young people. I tell people so much in all these areas of work we do, from violence prevention to mentorship, and everybody know at both sides of the conversation, I am big on mentorship. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't have the phenomenal people that's on this panel
I
and
second
other
that
people
motion.
support and uplift me.
Second
It's
that.
very important. But the thing is, within that messaging, and I think they hit on it earlier, sometimes we had these people who straddle the fence and try to be on both sides, right? But we need those people to really take a lead, especially, what we deal with in our community with the single parents and all of that. When we have black males who are able to make impact, we have to get behind them and support them. I'm gonna keep advocating for that, and I'm just happy you talked about financial literacy, wellness, and I know me and you will connect because we're trying to get our
Absolutely
mentorship cohort going soon, because this is what it's about: seeing those brothers. And like you said, be the change. We can't change if we don't see it.
Right.
And I think it just takes more and more of us as black males, and just your testimony, your story, what you've been through, so you could relate with this violence, what's going on.
Absolutely.
And we gotta definitely get you back on and talk about that and how you use your inner strength. divert yourself, because a lot of times, that harm when it happens, as males, just the hunt in us. Somebody did something to us, we want to do it back. But just to have that critical process that you did to make that change, man, is very powerful. So, thank you, Vinny, for coming on tonight, man. We appreciate you. We're going to continue to blast your information out in the community. Business is booming. The Nike sweatsuits. If you're a sports a team or a community organization, come pick up some of that stuff and connect with Vinny so we can support his business. And definitely, if you have any flyers or any sales or anything digitally that you want us to get out to our community, please send it over to us. We'll blast on all our social media handles and make sure our community know where you at and come support you, brother.
Appreciate you. All right, Nate. Appreciate you, black man. It's all good. I'll get with y'all later.
Support Keys, man.
Absolutely.
Go take care of them family, man. He's going to take care of them babies, man.
Man, all right. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to do that.
But now, right, good seeing you, brother. All right.
Thank you.
Man, there you guys have it. My brother Vinny doing his business, educator, giving back to the community. That's what it's all about. We're trying to uplift our community and make sure that we have black men in the community supporting. The family is here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Miss JeNea, you know what I'm saying, and bring her up to the stream and talk about what she's doing and how she's impacting. And this is my family, y'all. This is amazing tonight. This is my people right here. How you doing, Miss JeNea? Yourself. You gotta unmute yourself.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm glad to see you here tonight. Moms told me you was coming. I'm happy to have moms here, brother here, sister here. I feel good tonight. But come on in here and talk to the people about what you got going on. I know you have some phenomenal things that you're doing. So come on, let community know how to connect with you. I know you got in here late, but put the information in the private chat when you get a chance, so we can put up your information and how people can connect with you.
Absolutely. Well, first off, business is booming. Yep, got my Nike sweatsuit on. Okay, see that? Peep that. Copy one ASAP. We definitely have a family affair going on. My name is JeNea Waterfield, and I am the owner and founder of the Play School, which is an early intervention agency. And we deal in everything. I think tonight what I really want to highlight is I do a lot of IEP advocacy. And as our kiddos are going back to school, remaining at school, not remaining at school due to COVID, there's been a lot of holes and gaps for our kids that are supposed to receive special education services. So one of the services that we provide is that special education advocacy. We also work with children who have autism, who have learning disabilities. We work with Black and brown children that don't need the labels, which is a little bit different in my world. As many of you may or may not know, a lot of times our children are mislabeled, misdiagnosed. And so part of what I do as a consultation is to go in and say, hey, just because you don't understand what's going on with little man does not mean he has X, Y, and Z. I've been working in the special education field for almost 20 years. I was very fortunate to find my passion early, find my gifts early, and I've been doing it ever since. I've run my company or my own business for the last 5 years. I just had my 5-year anniversary. And it's amazing. It's awesome. It's awesome to see my kids make progress. One of my ultimate goals is to be able to expand my business so that I'm doing more pro bono work. Black and brown children are later to receive services because they are later to be diagnosed with autism or a learning disability or a neurobiological disorder. Most of the kids I work with get diagnosed around 3, 4. Our kids are diagnosed at 7 or 8. And so part of that progress and that early intervention is changing that brain early. So that's what we do at the Play School. And I love it. I love it.
Wow, phenomenal. So, it's been like, school's coming back around. It's been a year, with the COVID and kids being in house and being impacted in that way. Have you seen a major change in like the kids' behaviors or things of that nature, working with the different families? Because I think we get misdiagnosed from our educators a lot in the school districts and things of that nature. So, that COVID really impact the services. And I think what you're doing is very, very important to community to have someone of color that look like us doing this work. But on a larger scale, like how important is this in our school district and how are we impacted from COVID?
So the crazy thing is I see change in everybody's behavior. It's not just the children. We have all been in the house. We have been socially isolated. And with our kids, sometimes that's the only social contact that they may get if they're the only kids or they're just with their siblings. And so I think that we are going to see things that are not going to be related to diagnoses. We're going to see kids going back to school and be all over the place because they're happy to be back at school because maybe they haven't been in as much structure. And as far as us getting misdiagnosed, that does happen quite often. And for me, it's two sides of the same coin because we also have a culture of, we get in denial when there is something wrong, right? So it's kind of easing us into when there is actually a problem going on with our kids. We're going to see a lot of kids that just had a lack of exposure, especially because I'm early intervention. I have parents calling concerned and I'm just like, your kids haven't been around any kids for a year. So yes, they're 2 and they're not playing because they haven't had anybody to play with for half their life. And so it's going to be kind of this rapid uptick, I think, of concern in terms of early intervention, which is anywhere from 15 months up until 4. And so we're going to be combating that a lot, just kind of calming people down and encouraging them that once we're back in that, if we get in the socialization, I don't know, COVID's crazy. We go back.
Man, that's definitely great work. I mean, you have a very, very important role. And, I always have a great honor and respect for people that do this work early because, they always say that the greatest part of our kids' learning process is from the time they're born to like 5, 6, 7 years old. And it's very crucial, to have people like us doing this type of work. So many times, these labels or these misdiagnosed that happen when it comes to what's wrong with the young people. And sometimes, like you said, you just been antisocial for a while. But I'm just glad that you have this organization and you're doing the work and we want to support you because too many times, we're in this pill pushing society. And every time there's something wrong with our young people, all they want to do is give them pills. And I'm so against it. So it's nice to see that you have an organization that help intervene and do different things. And hopefully we could definitely get you into more of our schools and connect you with those people because I think that's where the support is needed. And a lot of times it's just like you said, like Vinny said, just being able to relate and work with the young people and have that understanding. A lot of times these kids come out of college, they get in those positions and they just don't relate because the reality of the way they was raised versus the community they serving is just two different realities. And a lot of time that's how those, mishaps happen with, how to place the kids, how to work with them. So that's definitely great, work that you're doing. And we would like to definitely get your services. Now, where are you located doing this work at? Can you let people know, how far you go or things of that nature?
Absolutely. I reside in Southern California. I'm in Carson, and I service all of the South Bay area here, which was like Lawndale, Hawthorne, Manhattan, Hermosa, all of those cities. But the IEP work that I do is for the state because IEP is federal. And so I do consultation in Northern California where I was born and raised. So always up in the Bay. My mom is there. My brother is there who just got off. So if anyone is seeking any, information, I am up and down the 5 all the time. So.
Now, are your services, some of it virtual too? Like, do you have a virtual kit that you have for families or is everything in person?
So we do have some virtual services and we do go through kind of an interview of if that's applicable for your child. We're very big on connection. Part of our therapy is that connection. We want the kids to have fun. It's play-based. So all of the kids are learning their skills through play. So we do have, it's called telehealth. We do have some telehealth options. Absolutely.
Now you answered a question I was just about to ask. That was phenomenal. You read my mind tonight. I was just about to ask you about telehealth. I know this is a new phenomenon that's happening. A lot of mental health services are starting to use like Zoom and different platforms to kind of have this type of mental health is it working? You know, is it getting more of our people engaged? Because I thought it would, like, because sometimes people don't want to go in the office, or, you know, if you go into a mental health or a wellness center, you know. So is the telehealth working? Is that a model that we should be really pushing moving forward, or do you see the numbers the same? What do you think about it?
So, John Henry, that's a loaded question. The way I do it, it works, because my objective is not to bill a bunch of hours. So again, I have little people. I'm not expecting a 2-year-old to be on Zoom with me for 2 hours. There's 2 components to it being successful. One, we require our parents to participate. Okay. So we are teaching you how to play with your child to build their attention skills, build their language skills, build their social skills. So if a parent comes to me and they're like, look, I only got 30 minutes, that's going to be the best 30 minutes I have with them. So I do think it is effective. I don't think everyone can do it. So that's a huge obstacle in going to telehealth, especially for 2 to 5-year-olds. Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I think it was something that we need to really introduce, especially with our community nonprofits. You know, I know you're dealing with the younger babies, but for our adults and from our teenagers, you know, so much going on. And I just thought that might be another way. You know, we're trying to find different ways to get these mental health services in our community to have impact. And I think telehealth might be a way just so that people could remotely log in or different times and things of that nature. So hopefully it's a model for the future. I'm going to continue to follow it and see it. I know a bunch of people who are doing it. I've even tried a couple sessions on it just to see, and it's pretty cool. And then sometimes you get, you know, these providers from all across the United States. So definitely it's something that we got to continue to promote and try. You know, I'm all about opening up and trying new things and being innovative. But Brother Nate, did you have any questions? Are you good?
No, you know, I worked in non-public schools for years, and I you know, and I'm with you about the sometimes the misdiagnosis of a kid going to special education. And I love the work. I applaud the work, and we need more people of color in there understanding our children. So I definitely applaud your work.
Thank you.
Well, you know, all I can say is thank you. It's just nice to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you here with family. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm feeling special to see all you here. And, you know, just a phenomenal job that you all are doing as a family. You know, I know y'all push, and I know your mama drive about making sure everybody, all her babies is taken care of. And I just love to see the work that you all are doing. And I'm just glad to see you. If there's any digital flyers or promotional material that you have, I want you to definitely reach out so we can blast on our social media handle. We have a large following of people in LA, you know, all the way down in the San Fernando Hills and Los Angeles and, you know, all over. So I want to make sure that we get that information out and connect with those communities as well. I mean, that's just what we're trying to do here at both sides of the conversation, make sure that all these resources get to our community, and make sure that our community has the information and resources to get connected. So thank you again for coming on. If you want to hang out to the end, we'll have a question at the end for everybody. But if you have to go, I understand. But good seeing you, sister.
You too. Happy birthday.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Looking like your mama, just twin right now. All right, well, we'll see you soon. If you want to hang around to the end, go ahead. If you got to go, I understand. And thank you again for what you're doing for our young people. Very, very important work. Education is very important, and the type is definitely very important. So thank you again for joining in tonight and supporting us, and we'll continue to support you in all your endeavors moving forward. All right. With that being said, we got 2 more hidden gems tonight before we end tonight's segment. So y'all saw Vinny first. Y'all saw JeNea. Now we go bring up Mama Bear, you know, and bring up Mama. This is the heartbeat behind all of these phenomenal individuals that you all just see. Miss Ayoola, she is so many things. My sister is just powerful. She's starting an organization that she's going to talk about, but she has been about doing the work, healing. She's in our jails. She's in the community. She's blessing the people. She support us. And, you know, we just love having you on tonight, sister. Glad to have you here. And go ahead and introduce yourself again. You know this platform, but go ahead and introduce yourself to the community. Let them know what you got going on.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. How's everyone doing? I am Ayoola Mitchell. I am the mom to Vinny and JeNea. And I think this is an important moment for a number of reasons. One, I don't know if this is the first time that you've had an entire family on Hidden Gems, all with their own businesses. It is certainly the first time two of my children and myself have appeared on the same on virtual anything. So I'm excited about that. But more importantly, I think it's important that people understand that we they started, first of all, they started their businesses before I did, and they weren't born into this. It's not like they came from some family of entrepreneurs or a family that had a lot of money or anything like that. In fact, I think it's important to mention I was a teen mom. I was a teen mom here in San Francisco, maternity school, the whole bit. Had my daughter between my junior and senior year. And by the time I was 22, a junior in college at San Jose State, I had Vinny. And so it's the story of perseverance and determination, but also it's the story of your kids far exceeding you. And that's what makes me so proud. Vinny mentioned he and his wife are homeowners. JeNea started her business 5 years ago. None of those things had I achieved at their ages. And so it's important that we pour into our kids and we encourage them. And sometimes, if we're going to keep it 100, we even show them paths that they don't want to go. So I am just grateful to say that my kids are doing the damn thing, and they regular. We got crazy family too. We love each other and we fight and fuss and all of that. But at the end, we support each other. And, there's a whole generation coming behind them, younger siblings, as well as Vinny has two boys. They all have, both of them have 1,000 godchildren. And so it's just important that we show our young people what's possible. If you dream, if you believe it, you can achieve it. It might sound corny, but it's real. And surround yourself with a village who's going to cheer you on, to help you reach your goals. So I wanted to just say that before I got into what my business is. The National Healing Collective was really, I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to have my own business. I didn't even think about it 4, 5, 6 years ago, but I saw a great need for healing in our community as I traveled across the country. There were some issues that were just universal among our people. And after experiencing what my family and I have experienced over the years, the tremendous amount of loss, of tragedy, of devastation, paralyzing grief that brings families together and tears families apart, I just began to really pay attention to the need for healing in ourselves, first and foremost, in our families, as well as in our communities. And as I said, as I traveled to different states, telling my story of survival, telling the story of tragedy, I just began to see where everybody needs healing. If you are born Black or brown in this country, you need healing. If you are impacted by the punishment system, you need healing. Everyone needs healing in this country. And so I began to do healing work. I do work in jails and prisons. And I also do community circles. And even as important, I do trainings for people who are working in our communities, because oftentimes they don't know. Ideally, one of my long-term goals is, and I don't even want to say it's long-term anymore because I feel like it's just right around the corner, but I want to do healing work with first responders. I want to do work with those teachers, people who are teaching our babies, people who are with our children all the time. I've worked in a number of systems and they all fail Black and brown people miserably. And I've seen it firsthand. My son spoke of the educational system. My daughter can talk about the educational system as well as the medical system because sometimes her work is overlapped. We can talk about the medical system's failures just on our own experiences, what we went through, what we have gone through when it really counted, systems were failing us. I worked in social services. Systems fail us all the time, and that causes harm. And sometimes we don't see that we need healing from harm from entities, from institutions, from organizations. And so I'm out here doing this healing work. I write curriculum, I do trainings, I do workshops. I recently did I guess it's not that recently. Earlier this year, I was in Nashville, Tennessee, where I did a workshop on conversations with survivors. Oftentimes, for a number of reasons, people want to work with survivors or are thrust into a position where they're working with survivors and really have no clue on what that means. And so a conversation with a survivor, there's some things that you should know about. I do workshops on the importance of language, which I think is extremely important. We can use language that uplifts or we can use language that tears down. And just because systems have been using language for years and years doesn't make it okay. And we have the power to change that. So that's just a little bit of what we're going to be doing at the National Healing Collective.
Man, very powerful stuff. I always support and respect the work you do. Me and you did probably over 500 to 1,000 meetings at Juvenile Hall for years. You've been doing the work at San Bruno County Jail, 850. You really have a way of connecting with the people. Your testimony as a mom to deal with what you went through to overcome and continue to give back and pour in our community it's an invaluable thing. You have been a mother to so many people in our community. You've been a sister, a friend, just amazing work, and I'm just so happy that, you're transitioning, doing your own thing because you have a value, you have a place, and you resonate with people and you touch lives. And I think I talk to people a lot of times, and we talk about people who have intentions to do the work, but don't really have the impact, and the work you do, it really is impactful. The way you talk to people and the way you handle it, I mean, it's just, I don't know how you do it. I'm always, when I'm around you, I'm impressed because, you talk with so much passion and love, and just to know your story and what you've been through, I'll probably be crying all over the place. And for you to always have a straight face, always be real, especially when it comes to our youth. You even make me think a lot when we're having those meetings and different perspectives. So just want to thank you for your work. I was able to get to your event this past week and support you. And just the way you handle things it's a class act. You're a first class queen. You so much about the people, and that's why I love you. And it's just a tremendous thing to have you. And like you said, y'all all the first family that I've had on here, mom, daughter, son, all doing businesses. I mean, and this is why this is so important. And I know some people watching tonight might not understand the importance of this because, in this community, in San Francisco and beyond, changing the narrative is about this right here, right? Like you said, you didn't own a house, but to see your offsprings do certain things that you didn't do. We're here to increase and not to decrease. And this is why these stories are so touching. They are so important to me. And I value this Hidden Gem segment because with all of the negativity, all of the things that's happening that impacts our community, I keep telling people, not only this COVID, but the violence in our community, it impacts all the families, all the community leaders, all the community organizations. And sometimes we get in these hot spots where it just keeps happening. And it's hard to how do you process it? And I was on a call today and somebody, they was asking that question, how do you process it? And I was like, I'm truly not processing. I'm very numb right now. When people ask you, how you doing? I'm not okay. Our little young people in the community are being gunned down and killed. This COVID is spreading. It's just so many things going on across the world, these fires, these earthquakes, it's just a lot. But it's just very, very enriching tonight. I get emotional when I talk to you, and I'm just happy Vinny and JeNea is here tonight because you are the first family. I can't say this is the both sides of the conversation, first family here. All business owners, all doing things to positively impact, our community, and we know it comes from a place of love. Just phenomenal. I can't even say anymore because I'm just too emotional. Because I really know your process and what you've been through. A lot of people can say what they want to say. This is like 24 years we've been grinding it out, sis, and just to watch you develop and just do the things that you're doing to be a phenomenal person for our community is just. I just don't even have words for it. But there you go. You see the kids. You see the work. It's always a proof in the kids. You know what I mean? You watch my baby. This is what I tell people. My daughter. And I'm going to first day of school with my grandbaby. Out of all what's going on, tomorrow's first day of school for her. I don't care about my birthday. Being there on the first day of school is, it's emotional for me. The first day of school, my daughter going to kindergarten. And I'm like, I watched my daughter. Now I get to watch my granddaughter. I'm alive. I'm free. I'm healthy. And I'm very humble today. You know what I mean? It's not
I got a little choked up last week when I realized that I had my last first day of school. Like for 37 years, I had first days of school because there's 5 of them. And it just really occurred to me, the baby graduated from high school this past June. Oh, there's no more first days of school. I also want to just take a minute to mention that Cece, who is my daughter under Vin, is in New Orleans, and she's an educator as well, 2nd grade at a KIPS leadership school. So not a traditional school. And, Noah's at UC Davis. He plans to be a sports psychologist. And Shai just completed her application for junior college after she swore she was taking a semester off. And the point being is 2 things. One, my greatest flex is my kids all being of service to others. That's my greatest flex. We don't always get it right as parents, but I know I lived a life in front of them of service to others. And I'm just so blessed that they continue in that family tradition. I'm passionate about our people because I've seen too much in all the years I've worked in the punishment system. When young people die, so often they were a former student or somebody, from the hall, or when I was working in juvenile hall many years ago, or someone who was in jail at county, and that pain of loss, and that pain of someone else has thrown their whole life away. So it's important that, that we do what we do and that we give back. And the one area that my brother is lacking, and I'm not going to put him on blast the night before his birthday, but he knows what I'm talking about. How have I stayed in this for so long, and I'm still as passionate, and I'm still as committed, and I'm not jaded, and I don't even believe in burnout. For 2 major things. One is self-care is real, and your girl will turn it off in a minute, and not feel bad about it, because I understand. I have 2 elderly parents. My dad has dementia. I have 5 kids, a daughter-in-law, and 2 grandkids. And that's just my family. So if I go down, it's a whole nation that's about to be impacted. And so I have to take care of myself. So self-care, and it could be the big things or the little things. I used to go to the movies twice a month on Fridays. Just go to the movies. And at least I know for 4 hours a month, I'm not thinking about anything. And so self-care is important. And then the other thing is, not being married to outcomes. And there's a balance with that, because I'm not numb to what's going on. I just know that for 41 years in this field, I have given 110% every single time, every single person. And so my soul is sad, of course, my spirit, families, sad for the families. But I know that there's many more ahead of us that we still can impact. And there's many more that I don't even know the outcomes of, but I choose to believe that they have, that they're doing great.
And I thank you. And I know if you could take my keys and everything, my phone's away from me, you would. But I'm following behind Nate. There's a lot of big shoes I gotta fill. They work so much. I only get 2 hours of sleep because I gotta keep up with the best. I'm learning from the best, working with the best. It's a lot of work to keep up, sis.
No. She said it right, man. Self-care is everything. I mean, I feel rejuvenated. I've only been in this for 31 years, so but I want to tell Miss Felicia that I worked at the Boys and Girls Club for 29 years, and I won't say the kid's name, but I went to court for a kid at juvenile hall, and the mom came in and said, "Well, because I guess they could control him in the back or whatever it was," and the mom said, "Well, he always talked to me." So and we in the court. Who is this? We want to know who you are. So this all comes back full circle, and that's crazy. But I did have one question, and maybe you can elaborate because I know that's what you do well is the follow up. How important is follow up with you see a client and maybe in jail, but how how important is that follow up when they leave or going to society? How important is that follow up? A lot of programs they'll give you the services inside and then they're done. And then when you're out, then you're out on your own. But how big is that follow up?
It's extremely important, and I've been known to get in a lot of hot water for calling out programs for just being trash.
Me too.
And and the last time I was on here, I spoke to this. My full-time job is in San Bruno jail. And I came home, I was out of town. I got home March 15, 2020, and March 16th, I was at work. And I worked the whole pandemic. It was the working from home. If you don't even get me started, but I was at work every day. And it was no organizations reaching out saying, I better not cuss, my mama might be watching. It was no organizations reaching out saying, can we send a card? How the men doing? Can we connect them with services when they get out? People were stuck in their homes, but these dudes were stuck in jail cells. And I say all that to say that the continuity of services is paramount. We can't give up on people. They find me on social. One of the reasons why I have social media is so that people can find me, because guys I work with go to prison, or guys that I've worked with in prison come home. But you can find Ayoola on social media, and so they can reach out to me. And really quickly, when you talk about the follow up, I worked with a young man. I met him in San Quentin. He was like 4 months to the gate. I knew he wasn't ready to change. He knew he wasn't ready to change, but I still gave him my contact information. And he would reach out to me periodically. And like I said, 20 years old, Miss Ayoola, let me take you to lunch. And I would be like, no, I would love to go to lunch with you, but you're not safe to be around. And so being honest with him being honest with me, but still answering the phone when he called. In the 2.5 years he was home, he was arrested 4 more times, cases literally in 3 counties, and he recently took a deal to go to the feds for 32 months. And he has my number, he has my email address. I'm about continuity. I'm about building relationships. This ain't work. This isn't what I do, it's who I am, right? And my kids, they were blessed to have a village. They were blessed to have a church family, an extended family. These babies don't have that. His dad is doing life and has been doing life since he was 6 years old. So who did he have? So yeah, the continuity of services, the follow-up is extremely important. This is hard work, and if you ain't in it from here, using wisdom from here, this ain't for you. We're dealing with people's lives. I don't know. I don't know about these. I don't know about some of these programs. And I just recently moved back to the city, and I'm excited to be back in the city. But John Henry will tell you, I'm behind the scenes. I'm in the trenches. I'm not with bells and whistles. I'm not with dog and pony shows. I'm not trying to sit in the room because so and so is in the room. I don't care about any of that. I care about getting our people healed and getting our people free. And I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about changing language. Stop calling people monsters because they cause harm. When my son got shot as I'm driving to the hospital, I'm thinking, what happened to this person? Why are they becoming shooters? Why are they not healthy? Because guess what? If I'm healthy, I'm moving in healthy ways.
Wow, powerful stuff. I got to inhale and exhale on that one because you are working with me on my healing. But that conversation about who do the work, accountability. Nate know, man, we go in all the time about this. But there's opportunities if you want to hold some people accountable. The Human Rights Commission is having an accountability, commission team that they're putting together. We gonna keep on, just trying to uplift, man. It's too many property pimps in our community, and
And you said something, Brother Nate, about the same people getting the contracts. I'm like, it's like incestuous relationships up in this camp. And I'm not with that program. And I stay in hot water over jail contracts. And who's doing the work in the jail? What? Who's doing the work in the jail?
Yeah, John got a wide audience, so I'm going. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Oh God, you are so spot on.
And if you ever want me or even my son to come talk to your young man,
yes, I will.
I got again. He has his own story,
okay.
And I think it's powerful when they know what you can come out of. 17 gunshot wounds. You know what he told me when he woke up in the hospital? He said, "Mom, God spared me because I got work to do."
Powerful.
Yeah. We all got work to do.
Yeah, I'm so happy he's out in Antioch helping those guys because I was so worried about Antioch. I lived out there for like 15 years, and I was so worried about it. Glad to see him doing the work out there.
Yeah, definitely. But we're glad to have you here tonight. You my sister. It's a lot of work. We're going to have that community conversation. How do we uplift our community on 828 Cafe Envy? We'll do a live show, but there's a lot of work. And like you said, some great ideas, but it's not a lot of impact happening. The violence is increasing in our community. There's a lot of conversations we need to have, models, sometimes leadership. It's a lot of looks, very unfortunate things happen in our community. And at some point, as a community, we can't enable the behavior anymore. We got to stand up and have a conversation about it. But Ayoola, thank you for being here tonight with the family. We've been blessed. You are the first family of both sides of the conversation. I mean, just phenomenal work. And, just thank you for having that fight and that stick-to-itiveness, as Felicia Jones say, in the jails, making sure our people in there do get the services and get the work. And thank you for being a leader and an advocate for all people in our great city. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, John Henry. Happy birthday, Eve. And I'll be all on you tomorrow. Take plenty pictures of the baby's first day of school. Thank you so much for having me again.
All right, no problem. We'll see you soon, and we'll be connecting with you.
Bye.
All right, we're going to our last hidden gem. I know this show is going a little long tonight, but this is what it is. Sometimes at both sides of the conversation, things happen. Tonight, we got our brother coming on here, man. This brother doing a lot of stuff for the community and all of the means, advocating. Sometimes we get into fights. We don't always agree on everything. But brother Kurt Grimes, we're gonna bring Kurt up tonight and talk about some of the stuff he's doing for community. He got a presentation tonight. Kurt is you do a lot, Kurt, and I just want to acknowledge that, man. Sometimes everybody don't understand the work. There's a lot of differences, a lot of misunderstandings that happen in the community. but you're a real pillar of the community, man. I want to thank you. You've always stepped up for people, not only just both sides of conversations, all the community organizations. You have always opened your doors to the park. You've always been a service. And we appreciate you. And I just want to do this live. And I know you've been a hidden gem before, but you are not as hidden as much, but you still big Grimes to me. And I just appreciate you always trying to collaborate and work with people and share information and try to help be a hand and a service to people. I know it's been a big talk about how do we get our organizations to collaborate and work with each other. And, unfortunately, a lot of our organizations in the community are still not working with each other, still not collaborating. And I think it's a disservice to our community. But you have been one of those pillars who always keep your doors open, always willing to help, always willing to collaborate. And I think sometimes, people overlook the work you do, and sometimes you don't get the credit. But having you here tonight, just want to say thank you for being on both sides of the conversation. Thank you for being both sides of the conversation and making sure that our community has, the things that they need. And you do a phenomenal job with our young people of motivating them, getting them into the job readiness and just giving them an opportunity to lead, man. And so many times me and Nate talk about how these elders of the community don't want to pass the torch. And I can say you being an elder of the community, you have did a lot to make sure our young people are impacted and giving them the leadership roles to take things forward. So appreciate you. I want to go ahead and introduce you. Oh, Nate got something to say. Go ahead.
I got to piggyback. Kurt and John, you already know this. Anybody that know me, I don't work with a lot of different organizations. But if Kirk called me for anything, I'm always 100% behind Kirk because Kirk is positive, man. You see Kirk get mad, somebody that really did something, really, but Kirk don't get rattled. And I just like his passion. His everybody in the community love Kirk, and that's that's just a testament of him. Those people who say something bad about Kirk, that's something because Kirk didn't do something for him one time, and all of a sudden they mad. But Kirk is just a great guy. I love what he does down at APRI. He can call on me at any time, and I'm just happy to be in company with him.
Definitely. Brother Kirk, go ahead and introduce yourself to the community. Talk about all the things you got going on, and we'll get your presentation up here shortly.
Okay. I'm kind of speechless. I don't know what to say. I'm like, wow. And Miss Jones, she threw it down. I'm like, wow, holy mackerel. I've always wanted to meet her. Now I got a contact because I would love to sit and talk with her about what she does and how she's making it happen. Because that sister there's making a difference. I can tell just by the way she's talking because it's here and it's here. Oh, well, for y'all, it's here. But anyway, my name is Kurt Grimes. I'm the program manager for the Ayoola Randolph Institute, San Francisco. And I can tell you guys that I have to give a shout out to my team because I cannot do this work by myself. I have an amazing young lady that I work for named Jackie Flynn. She is my boss lady. She's my rock. She's my leader. She's the one that makes this engine at APRI. We move. We fly. There. We fly. We soar because of this lady. And then I have an amazing group of people behind me. I have Eva Hopkins. I have Chica Mezzi. I have Dedria Smith. I have Dolores Tutson. I have Chris Cosalves. I have, am I missing anybody? I'm missing Sophia Tupuola. These women behind me. These are the ones that make me work. They remind me every day, Kurt, what we doing today? Kurt, how we going to do it today? Kurt, where you at? Kurt, why aren't you at the park yet? Kurt, do we have something to do today? So I just want to share that because I'm just one small part in all of this, but all of these people behind me are the ones that make the Ayoola Randolph Institute work. So with that, I want to say thank you to them. But I also want to say that this is an amazing opportunity. John, I appreciate you very much from day one. And I look forward to working with you some more. It seems that this is the second time I've been on here, and I'm still like always at a loss for words because I don't know what to say. I'm like, wow, if anyone's bringing our community together, it's you.
Wait, but Kurt, before you move forward, I don't mean to cut you off, right? Because you said a bunch of names, and they haven't been on both sides of the conversation. I'm looking for Chica. I see her in the chest, saluting Nate for all the great work Nate do. Chica, where you at? All of these, where's Jackie? Where are they at? Come on, we gotta get them on the platform, man.
We gotta get them on.
You know what? We're gonna have to set a date so you can meet the APRI family, because these are an amazing group of young ladies. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm their man, but now you see why I'm as good as I am, because I got all these ladies behind me, and they don't let me get away with a crumb.
No, they do. I hear nothing. I haven't met Chica personally yet, but I've been in contact with some of the things. But yeah, we got to get them on, Kurt. I'm holding you responsible. Okay, you got to get Chica and them on. I want them to come talk to the community and introduce themselves and let people know, because a lot of people have asked me, and I know she does a lot. But you got to get the APR family on. I need them here, Kurt. I'm holding you accountable.
We can make it happen. So I don't want to keep everybody, because our show is kind of long, but we have a little presentation here. Are we ready? Are we ready yet?
Yep. Let me get the presentation. Now I'm confused which one is the presentation, but I'll pull them up real quick. Hold on, Kurt.
Okay.
Can we get the PowerPoint slide up?
And Kirk, and there you go.
Okay.
Can we enlarge it? Can we enlarge it?
It's a PDF.
Okay, go ahead, Kurt.
Okay, so everyone, India Basin is located at Hunters Point Boulevard and Haas, out there in Hunters Point. APRI has a partnership with San Francisco Rec and Park and San Francisco Parks Alliance. We are there to make sure that park, when it's redesigned, it continues to look like us. Black and brown people need to have a voice here in San Francisco, and we're going to make sure, we are working very hard to make sure that this park continues to look like us. We are currently addressing things like art, culture, and identity, youth opportunities. There's no reason why these kids in our neighborhood can't come down to the park and be able to find a resource for employment. Now, with housing securities, we are addressing it. It is not something we can solve all in building a park, but it is something we can address, because one of the things we know is if that shoreline gets beautified, it is going to be really hard for people to try and own there or live there. So we want to make sure that the housing securities are addressed such that our young people can't afford to live there. Because I'm telling you, John, 10 years goes by as fast as you can blink your eye. Some of the other things are workforce development. Those are business development and opportunities for people that have their own business, and for workforce to be able to build the park with the community that's there. We have healthy communities and ecology. That park has quite a history because it's so close to the Naval Shipyard. So we're trying to make sure that park is healthy. And transportation, access, and connectivity. You want to make sure that everyone has access to the park. Everyone should be able to walk or get there fairly easily. These are some of the things that we are looking to try and achieve by making sure that equity is maintained. If you want to take a look at where we are in the project, in the flyer right here, there is the website that you can take a look at. And the website reads as follows. Can I see that? I can see that. It's ibwaterfrontparks.com. That's ibwaterfrontparks.com. Next slide. There we go. We can stop there. Okay. At the India Basin Shoreline Park, we have what's called a tech hub. This is where we have free Wi-Fi access to tablets, or we lend computers out to people to help them if they want to access the internet. And we also have free on-site technical support to help you with your computers, or to help you do anything you might need on a computer that's fairly easy to do. The internet is there for us. It covers the entire park. We are there every day from 10 to 3. Unfortunately, I'm not there right now because it's dark. But if it were held a little bit earlier in the day, I would be there so y'all can see that I am out at that park every day. We will be there tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If anyone wants to come by and check us out, we have lots of information about some of the stuff that goes on, and we can give you more information about some of the stuff that you're seeing here in this presentation. Next. Our information sessions. Our information sessions are run by our fabulous Dedria Smith. She is one of our outreach people that coordinates jobs and soft skill resources for people to get them employed. She works with many agencies around the city to make sure that opportunities are brought to this side of the city so that our people can find jobs and our people can get work. We also tend to help people with other things, not just employment. So if you need help with building a resume, you need help learning how to interview, you need guidance on what you expect the first 2 weeks of work, she's your lady. Next slide. Our Clean Slate program is in cooperation with San Francisco Rec and Park, San Francisco District Attorney's Office, San Francisco Public Defender's Office, and San Francisco Sheriff's Department. We are all working together to make sure that if anyone has anything in their past that's happened here in San Francisco, now's a great time to clean it up. Now's a good time to get it off your record so you can have access to housing. Because in some instances, when they run your record and they find that you have something in your past that's so far in your past that you forgot about it, you don't get the job or you don't get the housing that you need. So this is an excellent program that we are making sure that the agencies I mentioned, we are holding them accountable. And it's not an easy job. And this is where I appreciate the thanks, because these are two agencies that are set aside to each other that don't often work together. But we are working very closely for this one because we want to make sure that people in the communities we serve have access to information to help clear their records so that they can have access to affordable housing and access to jobs. Next slide, please. This slide is about Mission Rock. And, you know, being on this show, John, I can tell you that I bet most ladies that are watching this show, I can't do construction. Y'all gonna mess up my nails, or y'all gonna mess up my hair. But I'm telling you, ladies, construction is meant for you. If you have kids, you can pick up kids, you can do construction work. If you don't have kids, but you have nieces and nephews that you can pick up, you can do this construction work. Construction work is meant for everyone to be able to do, especially women. The Mission Rock Academy is a program set up and designed specifically to encourage women of all ages to try and get into construction. This is not a difficult career, but it is a career that pays you a good amount of cash every month. I have a mom of 3 kids who did the construction. She has a career in construction right now. She turned to some other women I had her make a presentation with. She said, y'all, I got 7 bills a month. What you got? The women that were holding the space for the women that were in the workshop, she said, what? She gets 7 bills a month. So if y'all can get that somewhere else, great. But construction will offer you union wages, union benefits. These are something that you're going to need to be able to live and stay here in San Francisco, because they give you access to be able to afford to stay here in San Francisco. It's a great opportunity. So ladies, put some gloves on, tie your hair back. Come on, let's get to work. There's one more session on there. I believe it's August 26th. If you have any questions on that, my name and information are at the bottom. But ladies, I encourage you. I can't say it enough. I encourage you to pursue this opportunity or to at least check it out. Because if you can't do it, I know you got a sister who can. Next slide. Now, this particular opportunity here, the India Basin Shoreline Specialty Construction Training, this project is unique to India Basin Shoreline Project. We are looking for people to help build our park. And it's important. It is very important. It is of the utmost importance that we have people that look like us build this park, because this is where the opportunities where workforce development is giving us to try and not only get to work, but to pursue a career that can actually pay off, to allow you to thrive. They can allow you to thrive in this neighborhood. So when this park is done, guess what? You can afford to live here. Not only can you afford to live here, but you can say, I did that. The specialty construction is looking for individuals that are 18 and over. When you can live in you need to live in San Francisco. You also need to be a high school graduate or be on your way to that. There's more information on this. I don't want to draw this out because the requirements are not, they're not a lot, but they are important that you be able to meet them. But young men, and again, young women, if you are seriously concerned about working and being able to find gainful employment, this is an excellent opportunity that can take care of you and any kind of babies you plan on having in the future if you decide to stick with this career. Next. Okay. The City Build Academy is a 15 to 18 week program designed to introduce you to the construction trades. The other construction opportunities are basically offshoots of this program. But the City Build Academy is the one that introduces you to not just a few, but to 26 different trades that are currently active and looking here in San Francisco. And the reason why the Academy is this one's a little different is because the trades are starting to look like us, John. The trades are starting to get a little older. And so when trades start to get a little older, we need to find people that have a young, strong back, young, strong minds that can do this work. People that are hungry for some money, hungry for an opportunity, hungry for a career that can take care of not just them, but their families as they try and live here in San Francisco. So the City Build Academy is a wonderful opportunity that I encourage everyone to take a look at. Now, there are some things you're going to have to do to try and get in here, but we at APRI, and you know, not just APRI, but from what I'm hearing on here, after listening to Ms. Jones, I would love to work with Ms. Jones on seeing how we can get other kids all over the city that look like us to get into construction. Now, construction is not easy work. It's hard work, but it's good work. And it's good work that pays. It pays you real well. Is there one more slide we have left? Oh my God. The election recall. Now, y'all know that APRI is all about voting. Vote, 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 vote. This is your time to vote. Please vote for the recall election. If you are a felon or you have a misdemeanor or you're on parole, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to vote. Get in that. Come on down to India Basin Shoreline Park. I have registration forms. If you come down to the park, I can even do it online with you if you want. But we can register you to vote so you can participate. This is a very important election. Every election is very important, but this one, I know y'all know it's important. But the last day to get to vote or to register in this election is the 30th of this month. That's not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. So y'all got some time. And if I want to stop this idea where people think that, you know, they're going to do anything they want to do anyway. Well, for those people that are like that, I have an example for you. John, if I were getting at you and I wouldn't stop, what would you try and do? You try and find something to hit me over the head with, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Kurt, this recall is very important. Larry Elder's team is reaching out to me. He said, man, I want to come on and talk to the people on both sides of the conversation. I don't know where Gavin Newsom at, man. I don't know if he want to win because Larry reaching out to me, man. He's talking about John Henry. I want to come on both sides of the conversation.
Well, I can't tell you. I can tell you. All I can tell you is that I want people to participate in the election. You know, it's not a matter of they're going to do anything they want to do. And John, it's not a matter of you finding a stick. It's a matter of you participating. So I don't go ahead and try and do something to you, right? I don't try and beat the hell out of you. But I want you to participate and stopping me from doing that. That is how the election works. If you think that people are going to do anything they want to do, that's because you letting them. Your voice is your effort to make sure that that does not happen. That's plain and simple. So if you're not sure with your election, if you're registered to vote, do it again. Just register to vote again. Because, you know, the last election we had, there were a lot of people who say, yeah, I'm registered as a Democrat. Yeah, I'm registered. And they weren't. I don't know if it's because they moved or they got married or something happened, but there are a lot of people that had to re-register. But this is the first real election that's going to matter. And if your friend wants to come down, great. But all I can say is I want people to participate. Take a stand. Put whatever you get in the mail, mark something on it and send it in. Now, APRI is a nonpartisan, so I can't, as an APRI program manager, I cannot support anyone. But what I can support is you guys participating. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you said anything I said was out of line regarding the election and they're going to do what they're going to do, or Kurt, I'm not going to vote, or I'm an independent, that's fine. Come on down. I'm going to tell you why it's important to vote. Participate.
No, very, very, very important information. Definitely community needs to have their verse heard. I see Chica in the chat saying, go church. Chica, I'm looking for you. I need you on both sides of the conversation. So we'll be reaching out to you. But no, I think it's very, very important information that you displayed tonight, Kurt. That's why we brought you on. Always, this is a community platform. Your team is always welcome here. What you are doing to impact our community, APRI, is phenomenal. All these services. I think you hit the right topic when we're talking about construction, women in construction. I hope women out there take that very important what you said. There are a lot of phenomenal electricians, welders that are women who are making over 6 figures a year. It is definitely a good trade. Everybody's not going to go to college. And I always say that on this show, everybody's not going to go to college. But for the ladies in the community, don't be afraid to just think because it's construction, you can't do the work. I know some phenomenal electricians. Most welders that have a great steady hand are women. And some of those underwater welders are making $160,000, $175,000 a year. Woo! So it's very, very important. And again, Kurt, thanks for calling out my age. Tomorrow's my birthday. Yeah, my back is not working like it used to. But yeah, us old timers in the air conditioning and the heating and the construction industry, we need a break. So we need some of our young people that we can pass the torch to, to come and take these jobs. I'm just glad that you all are a part of, connecting the community with those resources. We have so many young people in the community that's looking for opportunities. So hopefully they can get out, to the park or connect with you all. I know sometimes in our community, our young people are challenged with, getting to the certain communities because of the tensions and the things of that nature. So I want to also extend myself to you and Chica, to the team, to help utilize our platform to get some of this information and services out to community. I had some young men like, man, I don't want to go down to the park because, you know, people I got problems with are down there. So I just want to make sure that we utilize this platform to help get information and services to the community, because sometimes we do have young people in the community that's still transitioning, you know, that life, and they sometimes afraid to come to that area because of problems. But Miss Smith, I want to definitely ask you to connect me with her. I would love to have her come on our Educational Thursday and just do some of that information on resume writing and interview skills. I think we always need that in our community. As we know, this job market is changing, especially coming out of this COVID or this transition of COVID, how the job market is training. A lot of our HR professionals and different people there are looking for different things now as we transition. So definitely want to connect with her and some of the team. You guys are doing a phenomenal thing. I see Coach Leela on here. You know, you do a lot of stuff supporting her. But man, like Nate said, you everywhere, Kurt. We just appreciate you being a pillar of the community. And you know, I always rock with you and support you. You know, you do your best to make sure that everybody's connected, and that's what it is. But I think I still holding you accountable to make sure that we get one of those community meetings on our platform to have those people that are doing the redevelopment of Indian Basin. We need to have that conversation with community. We need to get those meetings so that our community could have a voice. I think is very important. But definitely the fight and advocacy that you're doing for the park is huge, man, because I'm gonna tell you, I've been in Bayview all my life, and I was just like in the back out there when I came and took a walk just to see the wildlife, the bees, and the different stuff that's going on back there. I didn't even know that was going on back there, right? I just always thought it was wetlands back there, but just to see the wildlife and you know, just being able to be in the community and you know, support some of the beauty of D10, man. It was just nice to be back there and seeing some of the things that you all are doing for the community. So thank you very much. Nate, you got anything, Nate?
No, man, I done showered him enough.
John,
Yeah, go ahead, Kurt.
Nate knows this already, but all we want, and all the only reason why we do this work is because we want people to participate. That's all it's about. Participate in getting some of this money that's coming around to our community via these jobs. Participate in this election, because, you know, all I can say is that when you vote, I hope you vote that somebody's going to do something for you as opposed to doing something to you. I hope you participate so that if there's anything in life that you need, that you want, you have people, you know, that people are around and other people are participating. You can follow, you can learn something, you can bypass them, because, you know, John, like I said, 10 years goes by real fast. And Nate, all these kids you're helping right now, guess what? They're going to be in their 20s and 30s. And then what? Then what have we got? And I do my darndest to make sure that these kids, if college is not the thing, construction is just one of many other things they can do. They can also start their own business. You know, there are plenty of opportunities out there. We just need to get our people to participate.
Yeah, definitely. And we got to get Nate to bring the boys out there, you know, utilize the basketball court. I know you guys had the Stop the Violence basketball tournament, but we need to get the Rebels out there on the court and show you how it's done. You know what I mean? We got to set something up and get the Rebels out there.
Okay. The park is there. If we got to get them to participate, we need to set a date. Set a date. Participate.
No problem. We do clinics or whatever you need, Kirk. You know anything. You call me right now, Kirk. I'll meet you down at APRI right now. That's your first line. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
I'll be there in 7.
Cool. Thanks, Kirk.
Hey, well, you know
thank
what?
you for having me.
Yeah, I want to thank you again, Kurt, you know, for being a man of your word, coming on and supporting, you know, both sides of the conversation. And, you know, we support all that you all are doing. We're going to continue to keep talking and collaborating. You're not getting your $100 just yet, Kurt. I'm holding on to that $100. But, you know, there's a lot of work and advocacy that's happening down there. And, we're just proud of the services that you bring into the community. That's just another hub for access information. And again, we definitely have to community participate, connect with Kurt. His information is running across the screen. Connect with Chica. I mean, y'all have some phenomenal things going on. And we're just honored and blessed that you was able to get here tonight, share with the community. That's just what we're trying to do here at Both Sides of the Conversation. Make sure that all these resources and information get out to our community. We're just one of the hubs. I'm not saying we're the only way, but we're just one of those other hubs. We have a nice following. We have a lot of people that we're connected with, and we're just glad that you are an organization, Kurt, that's always willing to work with other people. We need more collaborations and less competition, and it starts with organizations like you all. So thank you, Kurt, for always being open, being supportive, and making sure that the advocacy and the change and the equity happens in our community. And we're going to continue to back you and support you and make sure that you and your team get the recognition, because you all are very much appreciated and needed in our community. And we're just looking forward to the things that's coming down in the future. I want to see what the programming looks like when time go back an hour and it's raining out there. I want to see if you're sitting on that bench with an umbrella, but we're going to be making sure that you out there. It's all love, community. Kurt's one of our guys. We love to shoot it and have a good time. But thank you for coming on tonight. We appreciate you. Nate, thank you for getting back up today and coming on to support us. Community, Both Sides of the Conversation. We have our next live event this Thursday. We're going to have a phenomenal sister come on, educate our community about IT, tech, much needed education for our community. So we have Ms. Vanessa Russell coming on. She runs Love Never Fails. She's been on our platform. She did the human trafficking. She's talked about so many different important topics, things of our community. We're blessed and honored again to have her come on this Thursday. If you're out there and you want another opportunity to think about something different, please tune in. She's going to be talking about how do you get into the tech industry. I think she said it's like 2 million jobs. They very well high paid jobs. Those jobs are not going away. If you guys heard today, T-Mobile, a number of the organizations were hit with cyber attacks. And we need some young people and some community people to go in there, learn that, help impact our community. As we know, cyber warfare is happening, and communities and organizations are being impacted all the time. So I think it's a great opportunity. Hopefully you get an opportunity to watch that, learn that information, connect with her, get into that field. It is an ongoing booming job industry. So looking forward for that. And then this Sunday, we're going to have our community conversation. This Sunday topic is colorism. We're going to talk about colorism. Maybe Kurt should come on. We could talk about the dark skin, the light skin, and some of these things that impact our community. But it should be a phenomenal conversation. I'm kind of light skinned, so I don't know how to talk about that. But definitely, we're still looking for panelists. We have slots still open. If you would like to be about part of that conversation and, talk about colorism, we know this impacts our community. We know it's real. We know it happens in the workplace. I've had so many females reach out to me about this conversation. So I just wanted to put that out there. We are still looking for panelists. It should be a powerful, powerful conversation about colorism. And then next Tuesday, we'll have another segment just like this, where we will continue to highlight our Black and brown businesses, as well as our community leaders like Kurt, and give them their flowers and highlight them and give the resources to the community and bless our community with that information. So looking forward to that segment. Community, continue to pray for the families. There have been a number of close community network people that I know that's been impacted by the COVID. I've had 3 people die yesterday from COVID. If you haven't been vaccinated, you're still on the edge, please go out there. It's your choice. Go out there and get vaccinated, as this COVID is spreading, this Delta virus is spreading through our communities. And then to our families, to our sister Denise, we're going to continue to pray for her and send all the love and that she needs, man. This community violence is real. This stuff impacts our entire community. So my heart is very heavy tonight. Community, we have to do our part, be the change. Let's lead. Let's work with our young people. Let's engage, and let's use our thinking minds to figure out how can we come up. At this point, I don't know what we could do. People have been asking me, and I'm lost for words. I don't know what we could do to fix a problem. I'm not going to sit here and say I have all the answers. But I think if our young people see our community organizations working together, if they see the elders of our community working together, if they see the leaders of our community together, putting away their differences and working together, I think we have a better chance of leading by example, and our young people will follow us. But it's hard. I keep telling people I'm in these meetings, Kurt, and I'm screaming. If the young people in the community that are committing these violent acts, they look at us as community leaders and we can't collaborate and work with each other. We can't put our personal differences to the side. How can we ask our young people to put the guns down and stop the violence? So to make this change, it's going to take us all. Let's all be the change. Let's work together. Let's put our differences together and let's collaborate, not compete. And let's do some great work to bless our community, especially all of our Dreamkeeper Initiative grantees that are bringing resources to the community. We are one of the grantees, but there are many more as we start bringing them onto our platform, letting them bring those resources to our community. Let's collaborate, community. Let's stick together. Elders, let's lead with wisdom. Young people, let's listen, have patience, and let's change this, and let's change this narrative about this violence in our community. We love you all, community. We'll see you for our next live programming this Thursday. If you need to reach out to us, our information is there on the screen. Looking forward to connecting with our community. Hope to see you all out on the 28th as we'll be doing a live, both sides of the conversation in the community, Cafe Envy, with the San Francisco African-American culture and a number of other community partners. Looking forward to that. We're going to talk about how do we uplift our communities. Looking forward to see you all out. If you want to be a part of the conversation live, come out, sit on the panel, talk with us, and let's figure out how we fix our community together. No rights, no wrongs. Like Kurt said, we just have to participate. So be a part of the participation and let's do the activation and make it all happen. We love y'all. Prayers. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm just going to thank everybody now because I know my phone is not going to stop ringing. Thank you all. Another day old. And I'll be out there with my grandbaby celebrating her first day of school. So thank you all. And we'll see you all for our next live broadcast.
We want to see a picture